See if anybody comes in here tonight. You guys all watching tonight? Watching the episode? Why? Why the bunny fur? Yeah, the bunny fur. I know. Tough break, huh? Hey, hey! How is everybody? So you guys see, I didn't win. It's a tough break, but you know what? I think I did well. Sorry if I seem a little out there. I've had a few drinks tonight. Went to a watch party. Hold on. Somebody just shut the door out here. Let me see who it is. Nobody. It's a nobody. Ah! On the road and couldn't watch it. You were screaming at the TV the second I brought out the fur. Well, in my defense, the way that the research that we did on the weapon, because they don't give you any kind of information on the weapon. They tell you where it originates from, the name of it, and they show you the weapon that David Baker makes, you know, for the episode, the example, he makes them all. And they let you look at it and say, I want it to look like this. And they tell you the name of it and how to Google it and research it. And all the research shows that it had different places to put your hands to use it for different things, because it wasn't only a weapon, it was a farm implement. It was what the Thai people in Thailand used for harvesting cane and things like that as well. So you don't really know where your hands went. You know what I'm saying? So when they said make it your own, I was like, oh hell, I'll put some fur on it. What the hell? Yeah, that little fucking rabbit cost me 10 grand. Because that dude shit bent. But it's okay, because weapons can bend in battle. When you're using them, you'd rather it bend than break. You can straighten it out. And it didn't bend significantly. It was I mean, whenever they were doing the judging, when Paul's weapon bent, they had to use a straight edge to tell that it bent. So it wasn't like, you know, it didn't bend significantly enough to affect the functionality of the weapon. So I'm not even upset. I'm not upset at the fact that he won at all. I don't want to come off that way at all, because he beat me. He did an amazing job. He made his weapon a pound lighter than mine. His weapon was actually just over like 1.1 pounds lighter. And that's what they told me why I lost, was because mine was heavier. The fur made it a little. I guess it rolls a little bit. I don't know. I haven't really chopped on some stuff like they did with it. You see, you know. So the fur is what kind of screwed me versus his little bend. You know, those two countered each other. They went with the weight, and mine was just a pound heavier than his. But it's okay. I had an amazing time, and I'm not. I can't be upset at all. I had a blast. I loved it. I'd do it again. And he just made a better sword than me. A lot of folks in here. Let's see. Thanks, Benjamin Griffin. Thanks. Yes, I think they were great blades too. I really do. Safety third. What's up? I hope I did well. I hope everybody thinks that I did an okay job. You know, I didn't look like too much of a jackass. Yes, everything's paid for. I didn't have to spend anything out of my pocket. They paid for everything. They paid for the trip. They paid for the stipend. The blade that I made, actually, whenever if you make the finale, they provide you with the materials to make the weapon. So the steel that they gave, that I used, the handle material, the pin stock, everything was given to me except for the some of the guard material that I used and the fur. Obviously, they didn't give me the fucking fur. I used the fur and it screwed me. That was my own stupidity. They didn't provide the fur. That was my little touch at home. They said make it something that only come from your shop. So whatever. My own fault, right? But They provided all the materials. They also give you a stipend whenever if you make it to the finale, you get a stipend. You can use it to buy materials. If you don't like what they give you, you can buy your own materials, whatever. I bought some tools, but you turn in the receipts, the tools that are used to make the weapon, they pay for all that. So, I mean, it didn't cost me anything to go. What is the salt trick? You guys like the salt trick, huh? I like how David Baker explained that salt trick like he knew what I was doing. You're a slick man, David Baker. Not a damn one of them knew what I was doing until I explained it to them. But, whatever. They all got up and came over. What is he doing with that salt? Why is he using salt? What is the salt for? I explained the salt to them, and they was like, "Oh, that's pretty damn cool." They said, "It was awesome when Smith's coming here and teach us something," but they didn't let me explain the salt in the. I mean, kind of, but David explained it like he already knew about it. Like I didn't. Yeah, they didn't have a clue what I was doing until I explained it to them. They're all like, "Why do you need salt?" I'm colorblind. I'll explain the salt to you when I'm out there. You want it to be realistic. Wait till I'm out there and I'll explain this. Trust me, I need it. You know. They they uh they didn't have a clue, but it's okay. I'm glad I didn't do everything stupid. You know, I'm glad I didn't screw up. I hope I made everybody proud. I think I did the best that I could do. I wish I could have just ground a little more off that blade, and made it a little lighter. I mean, it was just under 3/16 of an inch thick. I really didn't want to go with anything thinner than that for what it's supposed to be. A two-handed sword. I could just envision in my head that they were going to be smashing this thing into like a bulldozer blade or some shit. I was like, it can't be that thin. It's going to bend. And you seen what happened whenever Paul said, you know, he's got to grind that decar off. Just the first I've seen of how he made his weapon. I seen the weapon when we did the testing, but I didn't see any of the video of how he did it. So it was pretty cool to watch that. And he was talking about the decarb, and that was why his got so thin, because he wanted the decar off to let the Damascus show. And you seen what happened when he's got so thin? It bent a little bit. And heavy use of that blade, I feel like it would have bent over. But for the testing they did, it was great. And they didn't show all the testing. I'm kind of disappointed in that. They didn't show all the testing. For the strength test, not only did they chop those terracotta pots, but after the 5 pots that they busted, they went back and the oak post that the pots were sitting on, they chopped into the oak posts with the weapons. And his bent a little more during that. But they didn't show that. I'm a little... They chopped those posts. And I wish they would have showed that. The entire process for the first 2 rounds, that's 2 days. And then you come back home. And then you've got 4 days at home. And then you go back up there. And then it's another day filming the final round. Not the final round, but like the testing of the 2 final weapons. So, let's see. I flew up there on a Sunday. Filmed Monday, Tuesday. The first 2 rounds. Flew back home Wednesday. Was off Thursday. Started filming Friday. For 5 hours. Then I had 10 hours Saturday, 10 hours Sunday, 10 hours Monday. Then I was off Tuesday. Flew back up there Wednesday. Filmed the testing Thursday and flew home on Friday. So that's how long it took. It was like a week and a half. Did I do the temper? Did they let me do the temper? Do you mean on the final round or the first and second round? Which temper? Because they do the temper for the first and second round. Whenever you make the blade at their shop, they temper it overnight for you. The first and second, they do the temper because they know what they don't. It showed in the episode that it was 1095 and 15 and 20 still. It told you all that. But when we made it, they didn't tell us what kind of steel it was. They just said we have some bars of Damascus here that you have to do this to. They didn't say it's 1095 or 15 and 20. They didn't say anything like that, so we kind of had to guess at the heat treat. They made it as difficult as possible. But they knew what kind of steel they made Damascus out of, because I think Ben Abbott actually made that Damascus. And uh, they they knew what to temper it at. So after it was heat hardened or whatever, they tempered it back for us overnight because the first round is filmed and you find out who's eliminated before you're done filming the first round. You find out who's eliminated. The second day you come in and you film the second round. Yes, this is a pre-quad state. I went and filmed this back in August. Now, the temper for the final blade, I did that myself. Yes, they didn't show how I tempered the blade. After the guy about burnt his shop down with an oil temper, they didn't show me tempering my blade. They almost wouldn't let me temper my blade with oil. How many cameras? What do you mean? How many cameras when? In the first, when I was in their shop or when I was at home? Yeah, I've been sitting on this for a while. Yeah, I'm the first loser. Miss Becky, don't want the spoilers. You might want to get out of here. I didn't win. Sorry. Spoiler alert! Hell yeah, it was hard to keep quiet about it. Oh, in their shop, yeah, there's cameras everywhere. There's probably 12, 15 cameras. Lights everywhere. If you notice in the second round when we was doing the handles, I was still sweating like a damn madman. It's because of the lights. They've got so many lights for all the cameras that they have walking around in there. It's just as hot in the second round with no forges running as it is in the first round. There's 10, 12 cameras on you at one time. Each person has two cameras on, I think one or two cameras on them individually overall. And then there's cameras over everybody all together. Somebody get rid of this fucking asshole. Okay, well, this guy's a fag, apparently. Okay, cool. Good job, guy. Is there anybody else in here that would like to say anything other than fag? I don't know how to get rid of him, so whatever. Thanks for the interaction. I hit remove like 6 times, but it didn't do anything. So that's for you, guy. Suck on that fag. I'm not the same. I'm not the guy that you think I am. I don't care if you're gonna. Thanks for interaction in my channel. How many people want to see the weapon? Would anybody like to see the weapon? If you'll hang out through the fag that's posting FA space G, then yeah. If you'll give me a minute, I gotta get it out of the vehicle because I took it with us tonight, and I will open it. Yes, I have the weapon. They sent it back to me. Would you like to see it? Give me a minute. Hang out. Deal with this asshole while I'm gone. Thanks, guys. Okay. Is he gone? Abdullah Muhammad answered, "Sweet." I was able to. I didn't get to keep anything. Well, I got to keep the weapon on because they send it back to the runner up if it doesn't break. But if you look down here in this crate, you see that crate? That's what it came in. And I've got to make some kind of stand for it, some way to hold it. But give me a second. I'll open it up and I'll show it to everybody. Cool. Now this is exactly as it came from the show. I haven't touched it yet. Okay. This is it. I mean, this thing's light. It's you they say it's a shoulder ripper. I don't know if shoulder is ripping, but it ain't ripping mine. That's all I can tell you. This is straight from the set. You can see, you see all these lines here? That's the stuff they chopped. Did you see the edge? Nothing wrong with the edge. I'd say this thing's 4 pounds or less. And it's 50 something inches long. Let her rip, tater chip. Casey came to the party tonight. Show you overall. I mean, whenever Doug was like, I want you to see something, you could hold it out with one hand like this and it's no problem. Which way you want me to hold this thing? Which way you want it? That way you want it? This, it weighs like 4 pounds. I'm trying. You know, so there it is. There's the Dark Dragoon Chai in perfect shape with the fucking rabbit fur. They didn't show the little domed rivets that I attached the fur with. Check that out. These little brass domed rivets that attach the fur. Can you spell that for us? Yeah, DARBSRIGUNCHAI. Darb Dragoon Chai. Two flames in a valley. And it's sharp. I mean, let's see. Will it slice paper still? This paper's kind of wet because it's been raining like hell here. It's real moist but I'm not gonna make excuses. It's not that damn sharp anymore, is it? Yeah, it cut a little bit, but the paper's real moist. Either way, you guys saw it perform. You saw what it can do. It's a weapon of mass. Awesome sauce. What would you do if somebody came at you with this? I mean, look how thin this thing is. That's less than 3/16 of an inch. I didn't want to go any thinner than that because I mean, I can bend it by hand. How much thinner do I want to get, right? I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Grab it by the rabbit. They didn't put that part in there. They said, "Where do I hold on to this thing?" I said, "Grab it by the rabbit." Darb Sri Goon Chai. Yes, I do classes, James Tackett. I do. What kind of classes are you wanting? Yeah, I would have liked to have been a Forged and Fire champion. That would have been nice. It would have been cool. It would have been really cool to win. But Paul Pinto, I don't know if you guys watch him. Paul Pinto is an awesome smith. So it's not like I didn't have my work cut out for me as it was. I offer tool making classes, knife making classes. What kind of classes do you want? Maybe next time, yeah. Maybe next time. They asked me if I wanted to come back for a redemption, so we'll see. I am a Forged and Fire finalist. Check out this knife I finished up today. Still got some hair on it where I was shaving my arm. Excuse the hair. Black walnut scales, white G10 spacers. 1095 steel. Kydex sheath. It's got a ferro rod in here, wrapped up in about 5 foot of paracord, tie up a structure. Thing to hang hang it off your sheath. Burnt orange. No, I did not get to see the episode early. I did not get to see the episode early. I got to saw it when y'all got to saw it. No, I did not get to keep the first round knife. That knife will most likely be kept. You'll be able to see it in the background in episodes. They have where they do the testing the testing area when they're in the studio. Like, you know what a chair rail is around the room? Where the height of a chair rail, what it's called, it's like a trim that goes around the room. It's a chair rail, so when you slide your chair out, it doesn't put a dent in the wall. It hits that railing. It's like a trim. Well, at the chair rail height in the room, they have these holders all the way around the room where they put the knives, or the people that make it to the final round, I think. So if you watch in the background of the episodes, you'll see knives all the way around the perimeter of the room, about 3 foot off the ground, and little holders go around. My knife will be in one of them. I didn't get to keep that knife. And I'm so glad it showed. I actually broke 2 sets of scales doing that. And the reason I broke the scales was because I didn't notice whenever I grabbed the super glue that they had 3 different types. They had the thick, regular, and super thin, the ultra thin. And I grabbed the ultra thin. So when I went to put just a little drop on the scale so it would hold it to it long enough for me to drill the holes and then pop it loose, it poured out a fucking gob. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And here at the house, normally I use a little piece of wood and I pop the scales loose from the steel with one little drop of super glue. There wasn't a drop. There was a lot of super glue on that motherfucker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I grabbed the wrong kind of glue, so it was super thin. How did I go that long without smoking? It's not as long as you think. It flies by. It really flies by. 3 hours, 3 hours. But when you're working like that and there's that kind of money on the line, you ain't thinking about shit but what you're doing. So at least none of my knives failed. You've seen the heat treats on my stuff. They held up amazingly. The ram's horn chop, the hose cut, that all was perfect. Then the final round, everything held up perfect. No bends, no warts, no edge damage, no nothing. So I'm pretty proud of how I did. Just to be honest with you, I am just gonna say I'm pretty proud of how I did. For a blacksmith, it's not bad for a blacksmith, huh? So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. So I hope I lost with a little class. Because, yeah, I was bummed that I lost. But, at the same time, it's Paul Pinto. I did pretty good, I think, compared to what I was up against. For a blacksmith. Yes, you do figure a lot out when you're colorblind. No, I was not allowed to wear a hat or. I mean, I normally wear. I used to wear contacts, and I still have contacts. I just have been wearing my glasses lately, but I couldn't wear the glasses that I wanted to glass or that I wanted to wear. That I could see the color transitions and stuff. The UV glasses, but the salt was great. Paul is go check him out on YouTube. Paul Pinto. He's got a lot of really cool stuff. He does a good job. He was a shoe in actually. He wasn't even supposed to be on our episode. Just to be perfectly honest with you, he wasn't even supposed to be on the episode. Our fourth contestant, there was storms. He was from Iowa, and there was storms the night we were flying out, and his flight kept getting delayed to the point where it got canceled. And when it got canceled, it was like 11 o'clock at night on Sunday. There was no way he could have got another flight soon enough to get to New York. And where we filmed was in Stamford, Connecticut, which is like 20 minutes, 20 miles outside of New York City. You don't even leave the city. It's just a suburb of the city. It's another part of the city, really, because New York City's that big. But he got to get there in time, so they had called somebody. When they cast the shows, they cast 4 people for the show, and then 4 backups that lived within 3-hour drive of the place. So they called him. It's like, hey, we have a contestant that can't make it on time. Can you be here? So he had 9 hours notice. They called him at 11 o'clock on Sunday night, and he was there at 8 o'clock Monday morning to film. So hats off to Paul. He had 9 hours notice. I had 2 weeks notice, 3 weeks notice, something like that. He had 9 hours, and he come in and he competed like that. He was on a fishing boat. His ass was on a fishing boat doing an overnight fishing trip when they called him, and he made them turn around and take him to the dock, and he got off the dock and went back home and went to bed and got up and went to work, and he did an amazing job. So I can't even be mad. I lost to Paul Pinto. It's cool, man. I got to hang out with Paul Pinto. How many of y'all got to do that? Yeah, I got Ben Abbott's phone number. I sold some tools. David Baker he bought a hammer from me, things like that. It was a great experience. So Will Willis is cool as shit. He's just as cool in person as he is on the show. Just so you know, I got Ben Abbott's phone number, direct cell phone line. You can go to his shop and hang out. I think that's pretty cool. He's invited me up there to come work with him. So I feel like I won, even though I didn't win. You know what I mean? They didn't have anything bad to say about my weapon, other than it was a little heavier than Paul's and the fur. As far as the performance of it, what can you say? It chopped the pots, it chopped the oak logs, it cut through the pineapples, it decapitated the dummy. Yeah. I mean, how many people can be that happy about how they lost? My weapon didn't bend, it didn't fail, didn't break, didn't fuck up, didn't screw up. Nothing was wrong with it. You know what I mean? It did great. Decat's what really counts, buddy. You're right. You saw that, right? I cut his fucking head off. How you like me now? Hit the like button. Paul, if you're watching, you did awesome, man. But mine cut his head off. No, for real though, Paul, you did awesome if you're watching. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought with the bend I had it too. I was like, I was a little, it just had a little technical difficulties there, but whatever. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. I was nervous as shit. There was a bunch of people that come out and watch the show with us tonight, though. Thanks for everybody that came out. It was a good time. Had a few drinks. It was awesome. Had a blast. When we no, Alan, we are not. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. I love all of you. We'll see you on Sunday. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. I had a blast. Peace.